Good morning, brothers and sisters. Hope you guys are doing well and safe wherever you are in the world, and that our Creator is keeping you in that way. It is 8:36 a.m. Central Standard Time on March 25th, 2022, and we are going to start off here at spaceweatherlive.com. I'm going to bounce back and forth a little bit here. Here at spaceweatherlive.com, you can see that it looks like there's a flare that's actually coming down from C9, but there's some time missing here, okay? Which is why I use at least two different scales, so I can see here, oh, here we got into a nice M flare, okay? So this over here is at spaceweatherpredictioncenter.noaa.gov, so we can actually see that time gap that was missing because we caught it as it was falling down here. So it was an M. We got ourselves a decent M flare. So let's go check out the SEO and see what we're looking at here. Before we go there, out of the corner of my eye, right as I hit pause, I just happened to notice over here something. A certain number. It says it's support spaceweatherlive.com. It says if you enjoy Space Weather Live, so we can keep the website online. 33% donate by PayPal. 33%. Almost makes you wonder if that's why there's some data missing here. Just thinking. Looking over here at the Solar Dynamics Observatory satellite, we're looking at 94 angstroms of light. Let's give us a nice little run here. Now, pay attention. You're going to see a lot of little zoomers flying by. But we have a lot of snap, crackles, and pops off of the northern limb and the southern limb. We had a nice little release over here. But this is the region we want to keep our eyes out. This is where the pop happens. And it's going to be happening just around 5 o'clock in the morning. Right there. Boom. So we did see a slight solar tsunami with that. It was kind of a fast-acting one. Let's see if we can back it up here, and we're actually going to slow our speed down a little bit. I'm kind of showing you guys how to use this. There we go, 25% speed. We'll slow it down so that we can actually take a watch. Okay, and we're going to watch for any kind of solar tsunami. Yeah, we got a little bit with that. Let's go check it out in another angstrom. Here we are over 211 angstroms of light, and as you can see, this is a very large coronal hole. These three have kind of joined into one great big one. Almost, wow, if you look at it, you kind of turn your head to the left a little bit. Looks like the slit of a snake eye, doesn't it? Very interesting how it looks like that, doesn't it? Looks like a venomous snake eye. Ooh, scary. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and hit play. And we are going to see a really nice solar tsunami come off of this. Watch this. It's going to go whoosh. Boom. See that? Oh yeah, totally affected. There's definitely going to be some plasma with that. Now I want everybody to take notice of something real quick. Okay, we're actually going to back this up right about... Yeah, actually, I think it's right about here, actually. About 4? Yep, okay. So between 4 and 5 a.m., that's right about here. It's pretty close. So this is Earth facing, okay? The Earth is facing right here, right smack in the middle, okay? And we got stereo behind and stereo ahead. Okay, I'm going to kind of do a little switch on you. Stereo ahead is actually off to this side. Okay, stereo behind is over here. Even though it seems really backwards because we're spinning this way, or our orbit rotates this way, so stereo ahead should really be over here. It's ahead of us. Stereo behind should be over here, but they have it flip-flopped for some stupid reason. They like to mirror stuff and be retarded with it. But for argument's sake, stereo head is over here. Okay? Now, because stereo head is over here, if we look through stereo head and we watch this solar tsunami of a flare with a coronal mass ejection, it will look like a complete and total halo. Okay? So let's go take a look at that satellite and see if we got that halo effect. So now I'm going to jump over to ISWA, and I got stereo ahead, chronograph 2 pulled up for us, and we are going to see if we have a halo effect, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what we got here, okay? Let's get ready. Boom. Oh, yeah. Perfect halo. Now you can see the ring of it. Oh, yeah. Hello, UFO. We got a nice little flying saucer here. But you can see the ring of it coming across. So look for the ring, okay? You see that? It's a nice, perfect halo. It goes all the way around. You can actually see indentation, how it kind of comes here and here. But this is a perfect halo. So, that actually, yeah, we got a UFO there. we got a couple more there. Yeah, they're all over. And this is Mercury. But yeah, they're all over. Now this guy, I don't know what this guy is, but how you doing, Fetty? Little friend, little buddy? Looks like we got another little buddy right down here. But I'll digress from that and let's go look at some other stuff. This is the sunspot group that it came from. This is 2974, and as you can see, this is not very developed. I mean, we got out of this right here, we got an M class flare. Probably like an M.2 is what I would guess. But I mean, either way, out of this, so what do you think this is capable of? Right here, or this here, or this here. I mean, there's a lot of activity going on. Let's start using our head, folks. Remember I was telling you guys, when our baseline starts coming up, just like this, how it's been coming up like this, and we're living into upper B, into lower C. When that baseline starts coming up, we have a better potential, higher potential for M and X class. So we are up there, and it's going to keep going up as these sunspot groups, as these buggers keep coming around, and we see all that activity. Oh yeah. And here's another view of that sunspot group. Look at the size of this bugger right here. Now, just for comparison, Earth is about this size. This is literally about the size of Earth compared to this. So yeah, let these buddies start. Let all these guys start dancing around. Ooh, talking about a triple tap combo, not good. SpaceWeatherLive.com, as we can tell, Enlil over here is stinking dragging his feet, still sleeping. Wake up, you stinking Sumerian, Nibirian wannabe god. He's still showing this one that came off the backside. He's not showing us up to date one. I mean, for crying out loud, that was hours ago. Come on, you stinking slacker. And this one isn't up to date. This is just showing nothing but smooth sailing. So we're actually going to leave. We're going to leave SpaceWeatherLive.com. We're going to come back over here to Space Weather Prediction Center. And as you can tell here on our Ace Mag and SweepAm, they are actually adjusting the scales again over here. So we're not going to see exactly when we get to -6 unless we're really watching. So the only reason that they're going to adjust this early when there's really no activity, of course, something happened here that they don't want us to see. But as we see that there's no activity, they all of a sudden change the scale, they compress it. Well, that's because they're expecting something to happen. So we'll just have to keep our eyes out for that. But as we come down here, we're going to check out our absorption for that M flare, and there she is. Bam. In all her glory. Ooh, looks like we got up into 20 to 20, about 22. Yeah, 22, 23 decibels of absorption for X-ray. And yeah, it was kind of a decent decent amount of time, so there's definitely some plasma with it. I mean, no questions about it. So let's go ahead and see what we got coming on over here at Euphoria at European Space Agency. It shows that we do have an impact, that they're expecting us to get about 30 centimeters cubed of plasma on the 28th at 0200 UTC time. So buckle up for that, folks. And I haven't even registered the one that we just got hammered, that we just popped off. So yippee-ki-yay. I'm going to show you guys a little bit how to use spaceweather.com. And as we're over here at spaceweather.com, as you can see here earlier today, at about 5:26 UTC time, Earth orbiting satellites detected an M1 class solar flare from sunspot 2974, which I showed you. Now, they highlight things in blue here. Okay, so you can come over and see M1 class, and you tap on it, and they'll actually kind of tell you about the different classes of flares and how it all works. And then you come over here and see movie. They actually put a little movie clip in here for you. See that? So you can actually see the movie of the M flare that they're referring to, so you can actually see it. You can see the time and the angstrom of light. This is 131 angstroms of light. So it's pretty nice. This is a very nice tool. SpaceWeather.com, they do a good job. And they show that the flare caused a minor shortwave radio blackout over Southeast Asia and may have brought a CME toward Earth. Confirmation awaits fresh data from SOHO chronographs. So they're actually, this came out way earlier this morning. There is actually data, and we're actually going to come look at that right now. We're going to come over here, and I've already shown it to you guys on stereo ahead that there was coronal mass ejection. But right here on LASCO C2, we'll kind of zoom in here, and we can see that there is coronal mass ejection coming off this side. Remember, actually, it was right around over here. It was kind of blowing out in a halo because, once again, stereo head is over here. So we can see that there was some. We're going to get a little bit of it. We're not going to get the full brunt of it, obviously, but it was over here. And remember, Earth is over here, so it's going to wind up reaching us. It's going to pop us a little bit, but it's nothing to be super concerned about. I didn't really see anything on Lasco C3, except for a couple little friends. But to kind of bring it more to us here on 193 angstroms of light, so that we can really see the, there we go. You guys can see that? See the solar, let me bring it in here a little bit more. We'll actually take a watch at this solar tsunami. See how just kind of the energy, the shock wave just kind of ripples across the surface of the sun? They call that a solar tsunami. And you can see that it goes way over here into the coronal hole, which is really not good for us. You see how the shock wave kind of leaves the coronal hole? Watch it again. It'll go all the way over to that coronal hole. You see it heading over that way? And this is currently blowing at us. So, yeah, that plasma is going to hitch a ride, and it's going to come right down to us. And, yes, come and say hi. A little bit quicker than the rest of it. So, yeah, that's definitely going to increase the speed for sure. Now, see how you can really see it when I speed it up like that, can't you? See, whoosh. Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. Now, unfortunately, because this one has an overlay, it's a little more difficult to get it to play nicely, because you're using 3 different time frames, and sometimes they kind of move around. But I do like to watch this one for solar tsunami effect, and you can clearly see that there was definitely a coronal mass ejection with it and a nice solar tsunami. So this is what's coming at us, folks. Should be here in a few days. Nothing to really panic about. It's just a little bit, not a direct hit. When we look at stereo ahead running different space weather beacon, we can actually see a little bit more on the side of plasma, folks. So kind of an extra little confirmation. Oh yeah, I did want to show you all this. Look at the time jump here from 109 to 653. Look at that. There's almost 6 hours of missing data there, folks. And I don't know why, but we can clearly see the plasma. Oh, hello, friend. We can definitely see the plasma coming off that way. So, yep, just more confirmation that it's coming to us. I did want to show everybody this towards the end if we have time, but let's check this out. We're over at spaceweather.com, and this is the dark blue here is our current solar cycle 25. And if you look at the one that it hugs the closest to, it looks like it's hugging the closest to the orange color, right? So we come over here and we look at it, and that would be solar cycle 20. Right? Because it looks like it's hugging the closest to us. But if we actually look at solar cycle 20, it shows here less than 200, okay? Less than 200, a total of 170 for monthly values. However, they've already predicted 226. Well, that puts us into a totally different area. And look at how this thing just shoots straight up like that. What? So what that tells me is that we're looking at something closer, you know, in that kind of an early area like that, we're looking closer to solar cycle 19. I mean, that's like right in this area. So grand total of maybe 359. Because I mean, we saw how it was shooting up, and it was early on the early side. It was an early side, like over here. Look at this, like over here. They're predicting them to go way up, and that's before we even get to the peak. So by the time we get to the peak at this, which is here, by the time we get to the peak of it, go straight up and follow that angle, we're going to be looking at like 400, 500, which is above this guy. So, yikes. Yeah, we're not going to have time to do the other one, but anyways, remember to keep your eyes open, folks. No fear, and remember that love is the only way forward.